Ilya, a majestic ice dragon, regards the man with puzzlement and reveals her desire to lay a dragon egg for him, inquiring if he would assist her. Empress Liliana asks him with a playful smile if he would like to share the joy of being connected with her. Oh, what a woman. I want to have kids with you. Saint Alinea, half-naked, offers to explore the mystery of holy light with a slight smile, as if hinting at something more. Maybe try the main character's lollipop. The protagonist, scratching his head, says with regret and some embarrassment, "I'm sorry." There it is, the true Sigma. He stands in front of the girls and says he can't go on walking with them anymore, leaving them in confusion. Lee Min-yu lies in a hospital bed, saying that he is terminally ill and needs constant care. He recalls starting to play the game Infinite Dungeon late in his life, finding solace in socializing with NPC girls. Looking at the screen, he realizes how pathetic he is. Even if he achieves all the achievements and pumps up all the characters, it won't change reality. He has very little time left in the real world and realizes the inevitability of his end. System notifications appear in front of him. After the end of the countdown, he will be transported to the dungeon world where he will either perish or be able to gain power and eternal life. The only choice is to pass this life. The protagonist stares in shock at the blue screen appearing in front of him, thinking it is a hallucination before he dies. The countdown begins. He realizes that his life is moving towards the end and accepts it with calmness. He wonders if there is life after death. He would like to be reborn in a game-like world where he could have some real fun. Waking up in his new body, he examines himself in a panic, realizing that his body no longer hurts and he is alive. Suddenly, a sword appears beside him. The game interface pops up in front of him again, informing him that this is his first weapon, a rusty iron sword. He begins to wonder if it's all an illusion. An announcement is made in the world. Player data has been transferred. The dungeon world has officially launched, and its first goal is to reach level 10 and defeat the village boss. Chaos erupts in game chat. Players are complaining, panicking. Some are looking for a team, and some are just writing meaningless things. The protagonist realizes with burning eyes that it's all true. He and the others have indeed been transported to the dungeon world. Once in his new abode, he notices the interface in front of him with the description of Rookie House, and feels a strange sense of déjà vu, as if he's been through this before. The protagonist extends his arm forward and loudly shouts the command, "Open information," activating the game interface. His characteristics appear in front of him. His name is Lee Min-yu, his level is 1, his health and mana are 100 each, and his basic parameters are 10. With delight, he realizes that he has indeed found himself in the dungeon world as he had suspected. He recalls that Infinite Dungeon was the same RPG game he had been playing for several years. The game has a huge world, multiple quests, and a clear hierarchy, making it particularly addictive. He always enjoyed complex strategic missions that required careful planning. Even after graduating from high school, he continued to play this hardcore game. A disturbing announcement appears in the in-game chat. 3 players have already died, even though this is just the beginning. Other newbies are shocked at what's happening, because the initial monsters were supposed to be easy. A discussion breaks out in the village. 3 players formed a group and set out to fight monsters, but were unexpectedly killed. The group of newcomers learns that the cause of the 3 players' deaths was caused by just one monster, a fire rooster that used a wall of fire. Lin Mingyu is relieved that he acted cautiously and realizes the importance of information, planning, and interaction with NPCs for survival. He recognizes that even with experience, completing missions still carries risks, but firmly decides he's not going to die. Suddenly, the system alerts him that the achievement system has been activated. Lin Mingyu receives several achievements that increase his stats, as well as bonus items including healing potions. Achievements include social bonuses that lower the price of purchases and increase his influence among NPCs. He is amazed that the achievements gained in the Infinite Dungeon game have been transferred to this world. Upon seeing the social ceiling achievement, he wonders if the NPC's sympathy level has also crossed over. Remembering his past merits, he realizes that he has raised the sympathy of NPCs and bosses to the maximum level. Lin Mingyu realizes that he can now benefit from the support of NPCs and even bosses, as some of them are much stronger than normal players. Lin Mingyu looks surprised to see a message about an achievement that was to be obtained after conquering a certain girl. He wonders what it could mean. When he opens the inventory, he finds an item called Young Girl's Feelings, which are striped panties. He is puzzled, as he was expecting something useful. After realizing who the item belongs to, he blushes and remembers the Adventurers Guild and a girl named Shana. Shana is the NPC of the newcomer village in charge of equipment, potions, and production and trade. She holds an important position, and her resources are extremely useful. Realizing that he has her feelings, Lin Mingyu decides to go to the Adventurers Guild to meet her. He soon finds himself outside the guild building, guarded by guards, and ready to go inside. However, Shana meets the adventurers in a less than friendly manner, stating that she cannot give them anything and orders them to leave. One adventurer wonders if she should be handing out starter kits to newcomers. Others demand to share resources, as she has plenty. Shana categorically refuses. Without money, there will be no goods, and no one will get anything for nothing. Infuriated by their pushiness, she threatens to call security if they don't leave. Immediately. One of the guys is outraged. Such a beautiful girl and he has no money. Unfair. He complains that even the NPCs in the game look down on him. However, his companion suggests not wasting time and looking at other places. Shana is clearly annoyed by their behavior and indignantly declares that unreasonable guys who have no money will get nothing from her. At this moment, the door opens, and Lin Mingyu enters the guild. Shana reminds the adventurers that she's already told them they won't get anything for free. However, upon seeing Lin Mingyue, her expression changes dramatically. She says his name in surprise, clearly startled by his sudden appearance. Tears appear in her eyes, her face red with emotion, and a tremulous excitement reads in her eyes. Unable to contain her feelings, Shana throws herself into Lin Mingyu's arms, exclaiming joyfully that he's finally back. At this point, the system notifies him that the owner of the young girl's feelings has been found, confirming the special connection between the two. Lin Mingyu recalled that Shana had always supported him in the rookie village, greeting him after defeats with a beaming smile. Now, feeling the warmth of her body, he realizes that she's not just a data set, but a living girl with real feelings. Shana excitedly asks where Lin Mingyu has been for so long and wonders about his condition. She worries if he was hurt in the fight with the monster. Lin Mingyu smiles and assures her that he is fine. However, for unknown reasons, he has become a budding adventurer again. He sighs, realizing that he is now penniless. Moreover, his current equipment is far inferior to what is sold here. Shana happily assures him that there is nothing to worry about. She has money to spare and is ready to give him the best adventurer's gear. In the system interface, the equipment obtained by Lin Mingyu is displayed. It includes a light armor, leather pants and boots, and an exquisite one-handed sword. He is now fully equipped and looks more serious. Dressed in his new outfit, he is ready to go on adventures again. Lin Mingyu notes that this set of equipment costs 10,000 copper coins. He is surprised that this amount is more than half of Shana's salary. Despite the price, he is grateful for her help. Thanks to this equipment, he can confidently go hunting for monsters and pumping up. Shana worries if he's going to go outside the village. Lin Mingyu reassures her that he has nothing to fear with his equipment. He chuckles slightly and pulls out the striped panties he got earlier. With a sly smile, he asks Shana why she gave it to him earlier. Shana cries out in surprise, her cheeks turning red when she sees Lin Mingyu holding out her panties to her. The girl, still blushing, asks Lin Mingyu to come over in the evening and keep her company. Lin Mingyu, a little surprised by her request, agrees with a slight smile, promising to come over. His interface displays his characteristics. All parameters are 20. The system also notifies that he has entered the vicinity of the Forest of Newcomers. The map shows that the forest is divided into 3 zones: outer, taiga, and central. The deeper you go, the more dangerous the monsters are. Lin Mingyu enters the hunting area. He decides to finally start leveling up after a long time. The young man surveys the area, noting that there are hidden resources and pass holes, but you can't rush it. There are charred corpses lying around him, and he concludes that a fierce battle was recently fought here. Lin Mingyu examines the still warm corpse and assumes that a fire rooster, a dangerous monster, is nearby. Suddenly, a fireball appears in front of him, and in the next second, a massive explosion occurs, forcing him to dodge. Lin Mingyu tensely lands on the ground, preparing for battle. He realizes that seeing monsters live is not the same as seeing them in a game. A huge fire rooster appears in front of him, whose characteristics are frightening in their power. The hero is amazed and realizes that the battle will not be easy. The Ryoi monster instantly attacks, spewing flames, forcing Lin Mingyu to dodge. The ground around it heats up, turning the fight into a real danger. The hero makes a sharp dash to the side, instantly increasing the distance between himself and the enemy. He's not going to be an easy target. Lin Mingyu strikes, his sword cleaving the monster's body. The blow deals 20 health damage. Despite his training, Lin feels that his movements are not smooth enough. In the real world, fighting is much more difficult than he is used to in the game. Looking back at his former life, he realizes that he was confined to a wheelchair. Being able to move freely seems like a miracle to him. In response to the attack, Lin Mingyu does a somersault in the air, preparing to deliver a powerful overhead strike. The characteristic of agility comes up, which is 20 points. The hero decides to rely on it, realizing that speed is his chance to win. Lin Mingyu strikes the final blow, unleashing a powerful sword swing. He is confident that it should be enough to finish off the fire rooster. The monster's information is updated. Health is critically low, but it is still dangerous. Lin Mingyu teasingly asks if the rooster ate soap, mocking his appearance. Feeling threatened, the monster abruptly activates a powerful attack, exploding with flames that spread around it. The protagonist analyzes the situation. Since the rooster can't reach him, it means that he has moved on to using his crowning trick. He realizes that this attack is auto-targeted, so it will be difficult to dodge. The fire chicken abruptly rushes down, intending to deliver a fatal blow. Her attack looks threatening, but Lin Mingyu keeps her cool as she watches her enemy's movements. Grabbing the KFC by its carcass, Lin Mingyu calmly analyzes the parameters. The monster has an attack of 15, but its physique gives it 10 defense, plus another 10 from equipment. As a result, the chicken's attacks are useless to it. He effortlessly grabs the enemy, stating that his attacks are meaningless, and then finishes him off, gaining 2 experience points and the Forest of Beginners Outer Realm achievement. Lin Mingyu gets several achievements, each of which increases his stats and gives bonuses against different types of enemies. These include boosts against fire rooster, rabbits, dogs, cats, and even turtles. At this time, another group of players encounter dangerous opponents, electric rabbits. One of them shouts in a panic that their comrade Xiao Shen is dead and offers to retreat. However, the leader of the group declares that it is impossible to run away because the enemies are twice as fast as they are. He realizes that running away will only lead to the total destruction of their team. One of the wolves attacks sharply, giving the red-haired guy a serious blow. He flies backwards from the blow, losing 74 health. His sword falls to the ground, and he cries out in pain. His sword falls to the ground, and he cries out in pain. Despite his wounds, he rises saying that he is the champion of the battle and has 7 men in his team. However, even at the cost of a few lives, they failed to harm their opponent. In front of him appears a huge rabbit with an intimidating stare. His ally warns him that this creature can kill in the blink of an eye. The rabbit rushes to attack lightning fast, and the guy shouts in panic to the girl named Xiao Fang that the rabbit is behind him. The girl with pink hair turns around and is horrified to see a huge rabbit behind her, ready to attack. She clutches her sword, realizing her chances are slim. At that moment, one of the fighters gives the rabbit a powerful blow that causes it to lose 18 health. Lin Mingyu explains that wind hares have high speed, but if you get in their eyes, they lose their danger. The others listen to him, realizing that this information could save their lives. He stands leaning on his sword, plunged into the ground, looking calm and confident. One of the survivors runs up to Lin Mingyu and angrily demands an explanation about his equipment. He is angered that he didn't report it to the general chat room. The angry young man accuses Lin Mingyu of causing many people to die because of his selfishness. His gaze is full of rage, but Lin Mingyu remains cool-headed. The protagonist looks at him calmly and asks if this is really how one talks to their savior. The guy with purple hair clenches his fist, brimming with anger, and utters a single word. Suddenly, another survivor, a red-haired youth, knocks him down in a rage. From the looks of it, he appears to be supporting Lin Mingyu. The red-haired man reprimands the lying guy, resenting his ingratitude. He emphasizes that Lin Mingyu is no ordinary person, and he is not to be worried about him. He declares that they must not disappoint him, for he has given them important information. He then suggests that they attack the rabbits again. Lin Mingyu discovers the hidden cave of the black snake's nest. The system warns him that he can only enter once, regardless of the result. Behind him already lay a horde of dead turtles. Looking around, he realizes that no one is here and sighs in relief. Checking his status, he notices that simply killing monsters along the way has given him 2 levels, improving all stats by 10, and the extra points make him much stronger. He decides to focus on strength, as it is the attack that matters most right now. Fully relying on his characteristics and knowledge, he prepares for the next challenge. Diving into the portal, he finds himself inside a hidden cave. The system reminds him that he can only enter this place once, regardless of the result. A system message appears on the screen, confirming that he has entered the Black Serpent's only lair. This dungeon can only be traversed once, so he will have to be careful. Inside the cave, he finds himself in the middle of a flooded area. Suddenly, a powerful jet or tail bursts out of the water, attacking Lin Mingyu. Swinging his sword, he deflects the attack, creating a powerful shockwave. The water around him splashes, and the tension in the air rises. His look becomes serious. The enemy has finally appeared. Lin Mingyu encounters an iron-black snake guarding its lair. He notices its characteristics. Health, 2400, mana, 800, strength, 80, agility, 80, physique, 120, intelligence, 40. The monster has no rank, but it has high combat power. He instantly rushes to attack, using all his speed to prevent the snake from attacking first. Lin Mingyu strikes first, but quickly realizes that this is an elite monster. Its characteristics are much higher than normal ferocious creatures of the same level. He notices the strength of the snake's armor. Its black iron scales are so strong that even attacks with a strength of 60 can't penetrate the defense. Lin Ming-yik realizes that a protracted fight would be disadvantageous to him and decides to look for the snake's weak spot. Jumping up, he concludes that the snake has only one vulnerable point, the head. However, as soon as he approaches, the skill Poison Spray is triggered, which activates at a distance of 3 meters from his head. The poisonous attack flew straight at Lin Mingyu, causing him to instantly dodge to avoid being affected. Despite the danger, Lin Mingyu smiles, because he realized that this skill reveals the snake's main flaw. He realizes that the reason this snake is only level 4 is because of this particular vulnerability, and now he can use that to his advantage. Lin Mingyu watched the snake carefully, knowing that 0.8 seconds after the poison ended, she would fall into an extremely weak state. Indeed, her characteristics had plummeted, her mana had been depleted, her strength and agility had been minimized, and her combat power had almost disappeared. Realizing that this was his only chance, Lin Mingyu rushed upwards to attack, realizing that he needed to take advantage of this brief moment of weakness. His attack went through, and the iron-black snake, a level 4 elite monster, was defeated. A notification appeared in the system to gain 60 experience points and level up to level 3. Then, reward windows appeared in front of him. The Kill the First Zlatka achievement, which gave him a bonus to characterization and damage on elite enemies. On top of that, he received the titles Slaughter of Zlatha and Zlatha Slayer, which further increased his power. At this moment, a world announcement sounded, "Player Ye Tianming has defeated an elite monster for the first time. Reputation." Force 1. A reward chest appeared in front of him, which was an unexpected fortune. He grinned as he realized how small the chance of a chest falling out from a monster of this level was. The probability was less than 1%, and he was incredibly lucky. The information about the black iron chest appeared on the screen, with a 90% chance of getting a black iron item and a 10% chance of getting a bronze iron item. Lin Mingyu didn't hesitate to choose open. The system congratulated him on receiving the black handcuff, a level 3 item that grants +5 to strength. Lin Mingyu noted with satisfaction that this was exactly what he needed. Looking ahead, he realized that the last objective of the visit was ahead of him. All the loot was important, but the most important was the skill book hidden in the cave. Lin Mingyu finds a skill book with the basics of swordsmanship that has a bronze level. When this skill is mastered, the sword attack speed increases by 10%. He agrees to learn the skill, and a powerful blue energy erupts around him. After learning the basics of swordsmanship, Lin Mingyu feels that he now has a better understanding of the rules of combat. He is pleased as it increases his fighting power. Realizing that it's too late, he decides to return home. He feels that Xia has already started to worry about him. At this time, the girl is gathering medicinal herbs in the forest. She hopes that they will make 10 small recovery bottles, which will help Lin Mingyu. However, suddenly someone notices her and recognizes her. She hears her being called Ms. Xia from the Adventurers Guild. A few guys appear in front of her, who say with derision that she chased them away during the day when they didn't have any money. They wonder how she is going to make up for their offense. One of them with a smirk suggests that she just give all the money and make his brothers happy. The girl tenses up, realizing that she has fallen into a trap. Grabbing a gun, she tries to warn them that the guards of order will not leave this incident unattended. However, the opponents only laugh in response. One of the attackers declares with a creepy smile that if there are no witnesses left, no one will know it was them. The bastard wondered if the girl would still have the same expression on her face as before if he nailed her. The bandits grinningly rush over to the girl, claiming they will teach her how to properly serve the guests. The girl tries to defend herself with a knife but fails, and at the last moment she is deftly picked up by Lin Mingyu. He appears unexpectedly, saving her from the hands of her attackers. There is relief and joy in her eyes, and her face reflects genuine admiration. She looks at him with a twinkle in her eye, calling him dear. Lin Mingyu gently places her on the ground and confidently declares that he will handle this situation himself. One of the bandits observes with a sneer that someone nosy has intervened in the situation. Another bandit notices Lin Mingyu's equipment and remembers that someone had mentioned it before. He thinks that they are incredibly lucky today, as they now have double the loot. The gang leader, smiling smugly, offers Lin Mingyu to leave his equipment and hand over the girl to them. In return, he promises to spare his life. Lin Mingyu looks at him defiantly and coldly asks what will happen if he refuses. The gang leader immediately rushes to attack, shouting for Lin Mingyu not to blame him for the events that followed. However, Lin Mingyu did not hesitate and, lightning fast, intercepted the strike, blocking the enemy blade with his sword. After learning the basics of swordsmanship, Lin Mingyu felt his sword control improve greatly. The bandits, seeing the demonstration of his skill, were horrified. One of them, realizing the threat, shouted to the others to retreat. However, one of the thugs decided to take a chance and called for everyone to attack at once. Lin Mingyu responded with a lightning-fast strike, describing a shining arc with his sword. One of the attackers didn't even have time to realize what had happened. His sword easily blew off his opponent's head, leaving the others in shock. They couldn't believe that their attack had been so easily repulsed. The surviving bandits froze in fear. They couldn't understand why Lin Mingyu was causing such a huge amount of damage. Realizing the hopelessness of the situation, the bandits fell to their knees, begging for mercy. They admitted their mistake and promised not to do anything stupid like that again. Lin Mingyu looked at them with a good-natured smile. He recognized their repentance as sincere, but made a sinister reservation. After confidently stating that God would forgive them when they met him, he made it clear that there would be no mercy. Meanwhile, the girl anxiously ran up to him, asking if he was injured. Lin Mingyu replied that he was fine, but asked a counter-question about her presence at such a late hour. She reminded him that he should come tonight, as she wanted to give him some medicinal herbs. The young man states that no place is safe. Now, Lin Mingyu decides to stay at the girl's house to protect her at all times. She happily agrees, declaring that his house is now her home as well. At night, they return to the village, where the houses look peaceful and quiet under the light of the moon. In Lin Mingyu's room, hearing the sound of water behind the curtain, he blushes as he realizes that the girl is taking a bath. At this point, she happily thinks about him wanting to protect her. She dreamed of being by his side, but she didn't expect it to happen so soon. Wrapped in steam, she immerses herself in her feelings, mentally repeating words of love. Suddenly, the door opens. Lin Mingyu sees her coming out of the bathroom wearing only a towel. The girl, embarrassed, lowers her gaze and suggests that he go to bed, clearly hiding her excitement. Lin Mingyu ponders with a slight sigh what exactly is meant by the word sleep. Xiaxa's intentions seem too obvious to him. He tries to deal with the excitement by reminding himself that he is no longer the weak guy he used to be. His goal now is to become stronger and to interact with others with confidence. The girl looks at Lin Mingyu with embarrassment, and he says her name with a smile. Suddenly, passion erupts between them, and they merge in a kiss, giving themselves completely to their feelings. And you can see for yourself what's going on over there. Lin Mingyu lies relaxed in bed, happy with what's going on. He remarks to himself that it was a great night. Still near Xia Sha, he decides to check how the others are doing, summoning the holographic screen in front of him. In the village chat room, newcomers complain about the terrible conditions, drafts, lack of blankets, and cold nights. Some even joke that they have everything they need in their sleep. Lin Mingyue, seeing these reports, can't help but laugh, clearly enjoying his position. A notification appears that several players have reached level 2, and a new ranking has opened in the village. The leader is a certain Ye Tianming, who has already reached the 3rd level. Lin Mingyu looks at the statistics screen with a serious expression, noting that only 5 people were able to reach level 2 in an entire day. He realizes that at this rate, most players won't be able to reach level 10 in 15 days. If they don't start practicing, they will all be doomed. Suddenly, a message about daily ranking rewards appears in front of him. He is surprised, not expecting, to receive such bonuses just for being a leader. The screen confirms the rewards: 50 experience, 100 copper coins, and a fragment of a silver treasure chest. Lin Mingyu realizes that this can give him a big advantage over the others. He studies the information about chest fragments, and realizes that 3 silver fragments can be exchanged for 1 silver chest. The ability to infinitely exchange bronze chests for silver chests makes this mechanic extremely useful. He then decides to see what rewards are given for leveling up. If there are daily bonuses, there may be even more valuable items for leveling up. The screen shows that the first newbie to reach level 10 will receive a gold treasure chest, 10 gold coins, and a gold chest fragment. These are extremely rare. Rewards for newcomers. Lin Mingyu is ecstatic. If he gets the gold chest, he will be able to strengthen himself significantly. Such a reward would give him a serious advantage in the dungeon world. However, before going into battle, he decides to check how many enemies are in the first zone. He opens the chat and sees the discussion of other players asking about the wild wolves and the ice dog. Lin Mingyu analyzes the situation. There are 10,000 rookies in one village, which means there are millions of people competing in the whole world. He realizes that there is no time to waste and quickly packs up. Already pulling on his boots, he hears a girl's voice asking if he's already leaving. The girl holds out a few potions to Lin Mingyue, informing him that she prepared them from the evening. She sincerely hopes that he will return safely. He looks at the potions in his hands, reflecting on the fact that she probably stayed up all night creating them. His interface displays that he now has 53 small recovery potions. Lin Minyu smiles slightly, and gently touching her face reminds her that she promised to show him the maid costume tonight. He assures her that he will definitely come back. Meanwhile, in the outer area of the forest, the newcomers are discussing his achievements. They are amazed that he has already reached the 3rd level, while they have only reached the 2nd level. The group of newcomers continues to advance, noting that even if they fight hard, their experience is barely half of what Lin Mingyu gets. One member of the group advises everyone to be patient and take advantage of any opportunities that arise. Up ahead, 7 level 2 ice dogs are spotted hiding in the bushes. The group leader explains that if you act stealthily and surround them, you can succeed. However, one of the girls with blue hair abruptly changes the mood, exclaiming that she has found not a lone wolf, but a lone handsome man. They look down in amazement and notice Lin Mingyu walking calmly in the area where the 2nd level monsters are. They can't believe that he is walking so calmly there. At this time, Lin Mingyu himself already notices the approaching ice wolves, but he looks completely unfazed. The Blade Girl, seeing that Lin Mingyu has been discovered, rushes down, intending to help. At that moment, one of the ice wolves leaps at the protagonist with its mouth open, ready to tear him apart. The girl shouts to him to be careful, and she rushes downstairs, with her weapon in hand, hoping to be in time to help. Suddenly, beams of light fall from the sky, striking all the enemies. The girl is shocked by what is happening. When the dust settles, it becomes clear that the 2nd level monsters were destroyed in one hit, which seems incredible. Lin Mingyu looks at the defeated enemies and asks the girls if they really came here to save him. He warns them that with such power, their reckless rescue of people could result in death. It is better to take care of yourself first. One of the girls confidently states that they are like sheriffs here. If someone is in danger, they will fight to the end to protect them. She then clarifies that he is the same Ye Tianming who is ranked number 1 and suggests him to join their team. Lin Mingyu replies briefly and without hesitation. He can't join them because they will only slow him down. Lin Mingyu tosses the girl a book and says he's willing to give them a chance. He sets a condition. If they reach level 5 in 2 days, he will agree to join them. The girl opens her eyes in surprise and realizes that she is holding a guide to the monsters of the beginner's forest. She is shocked and doesn't understand how Lin Mingyue was able to get such rare information. She is amazed at what he has done and asks why he is giving away such valuable information so easily. Lin Mingyu explains that he is not giving the guidebook away for nothing. He demands that the guide be distributed as soon as possible so that everyone can benefit from this knowledge. The protagonist ponders that, although he is no saint, he can't just sit idly by. If the majority of players in one village become strong, it will increase their overall chance of victory. One of the girls teases her friend with a sly smile, hinting that she has fallen in love with Lin Minyu. She emphasizes that he is handsome, strong and generous, and such qualities attract any girl. The girl is embarrassed and quickly replies that this is not true at all. However, she feels emotional inside and recognizes that thanks to Lin Minyu, everyone has a chance to succeed. A system prompt appears on the screen. Lin Mingyu has entered a new area, the beginner's dense forest area. He also activates the IEU Dense Forest Killer achievement, which increases his stats. The next achievement he activates is Rookie Leader. It adds additional bonuses to his attributes and increases his reputation. Lin Mingyu stands in front of a massive tree and says that he has finally found the blood tree. He realizes that a simple method of killing monsters will no longer help him win the competition among millions of players. After all, there will always be capable people who will use the necessary to gather the resources of the entire village for their own needs. Lin Mingyu is standing in front of a huge tree covered with glowing magic runes. He decides to take a chance since it's the only way to gain a lot of experience quickly. Reaching out, he touches the surface of the tree and it begins to glow brightly, reacting to his touch. A system message opens in front of him. A hidden dungeon has been discovered, the secret spirit realm. Lin Mingyu agrees to enter without hesitation. As soon as he takes a step inside, a warning appears. The dungeon has the highest degree of danger. Now he is isolated from the outside world, and the exit is possible only after a complete cleanup. Meanwhile, in one of the assembly halls, several people are discussing Ye Tianming. They are surprised by his strength and wonder if he is really that strong. One of the men mentions with derision that his attack does 100-200 damage per hit, deeming him a coward who just didn't get the job done. However, another council member points out that the information Xie Wen passed on is extremely valuable. In the beginner village, out of all the players, only 5 players were able to reach the 2nd level. The council leader asks if anyone has concerns about the future use of this data. Judging by his tone, he had already made up his mind. He recalls that their band of wild wolf mercenaries were gathered by some unknown god, uniting them in one village of newcomers. With a mad gleam in his eyes, he declares that the old world will fall and the new world will belong to them, holding an artifact, surrounded by blue flames. Player Wang Baitian of the 9th Rookie Village uses the item Challenge to officially challenge Rookie Village 0 to a duel. There is a lively atmosphere in the dining room. Someone happily announces a portion of fried fish, while others mention a meeting with boss Ye Tianming. However, one of the participants remarks that this is not the most important thing. One of the girls excitedly says that the most important thing is Ye Tianming's incredible strength, hinting at his exceptional abilities. The red-haired guy agrees, confirming that since the guidebook is written by Ye Tianming, there is no doubt about its authenticity. He promises to pass the information to his companions as soon as possible. Suddenly, a system announcement appeared in the air. Player Wang Baitian had used the item Challenge to Fight to forcibly start a competition between the 9th Novice Village and the number 0 Village. Another system notification appears with the rules of the contest. For killing a ferocious beast, both sides get experience, which is converted into points at a ratio of 1.1. Members of the winning village will have their base stats increased by 50% and their experience in the beginner's forest doubled. However, the losers will lose 50% of their stats and their experience will be reduced by half. The system announces that the duel is starting right now. One of the guys angrily exclaims that the duelists are clearly out of their minds because now is not the time for such a fight. The girl with black hair notices that Wang Baitian is not just a name, but the name of the head of the Wild Wolves Mercenary troop. This troop is known for operating abroad without rules, destroying people, and is therefore a target of the authorities. However, the red-haired guy only speaks scornfully of their opponents, assuring that with Ye Tianming, they have no reason to worry. The pink-haired girl shrieks sharply, demanding an urgent look at the ranking, pointing at Ye Tianming's name. The screen displays the level ranking of newcomer village number 0, but the first line suddenly disappears. Someone is startled to notice that the information is missing. A system message appears against an ominous red moon. Players have entered a secret realm of elves and are now temporarily isolated from the outside world. In front of Lin Ming, Yu stretched, a dark, mysterious forest, shrouded in the silence of the night. The protagonist looks at the surroundings, realizing that this place once belonged to the elves. Now it has been taken over by an army of evil goblins and cut off from the outside world. Lin Mingyu notices that there are significantly more goblins in this place than wild beasts in the beginner forest. He realizes that he has found a great place to farm experience, especially with his current bonuses. Suddenly, his attention is drawn to a bound elf girl lying on the ground. She tries to say something, but the gag prevents her from speaking. Lin Mingyu wonders why he has never seen this girl before. He begins to suspect that he accidentally activated a new story quest. The elf girl screams in panic, warning him of the danger. At the same instant, a goblin jumps on top of the hero with a wild cry, swinging its weapon at him. Lin Mingyue remains calm as he waits for the attack. Lin Mingyu engages in battle with a goblin, his sword colliding with his opponent's weapon. Soon the goblin begins to run away. A system window pops up with the characteristics of the goblin warrior, who is level 7, has 910 health and 104 strength. In the forest, a trap is activated with a giant pointed tip strung on a wooden mechanism. One of the goblins smirks, holding a lever ready to set the trap in motion. Suddenly, red rays flash in the air, and Lin Mingyu deftly dodges the projectiles. Behind him, a ghostly image of a warrior appears, perhaps a speeding technique or spiritual defense. The elven woman watching the battle is amazed at his agility. She realizes that he is only level 3, but his reflexes allow him to avoid even difficult traps, the girl exclaims, asking if he has come to save her. However, the situation remains tense as attacking spears or beams continue to flicker around. I have no idea. Lin Mingyue, running up to her, suddenly asks for permission to examine her ass. The girl, surprised by this strange request, hesitates. She interjects with a puzzled expression, clearly not understanding why he would want to do that. Her face expresses utter confusion. Lin Mingyu explains that the situation is critical and he must make sure there are no signs of betrayal on her body. His words sound serious, but the girl's reaction is violent when he pulls at her clothes, causing her shock and panic. The girl screams in horror, demanding to be looked at with just one eye. Her face is flushed and her emotions are running high. Mingyu, without wasting any time, picks her up in his arms and rushes forward despite her screaming. He apologizes, but explains that he could not have done otherwise. For elves captured by goblins are doomed to a terrible fate. The girl admits that she would rather die than end up in the clutches of goblins. However, she is sure that she will not be harmed because her status makes her valuable to them. Lin Mingyu repeats thoughtfully about the special status and finally realizes that she is the missing sister that the game was about. In a past life, he met an elven princess looking for her sister, but decided it was just a bug. Now, however, he realizes that he was able to change the plot. He stops abruptly, gazing warily into the forest. Something is clearly approaching. The girl anxiously reports that the goblins have cast a tracking spell on her. They must be heading straight for them now. She begs Lin Mingyu to leave her and save herself, not wanting to drag him into danger. However, the hero only smirks. Since his enemies are coming to him on their own, he won't have to waste time looking for them. Lin Mingyu ponders the choice of the perfect place to fight while assessing the surrounding landscape. From the depths of the gorge, a whole army of goblins appears, ready to attack. The girl wonders, is this really the place that Lin Mingyu thought was suitable? She is worried because the enemies are already gathering behind the mountain. Lin Mingyu confidently replies, hinting that she missed something important while walking in this place. The girl notices the strange number of chains around, puzzled as to why there are so many of them. She is sure that the elves never built anything like this. Lin Mingyu explains that the elves could not have created such a trap. These chains seem to be holding back something huge, and the place where they are located is the balance point of the forces. The girl admires Lin Mingyu, amazed at his ability to find such hidden places. Lin Mingyu, not hiding a smug smile, admits that he knows this place like the back of his hand, thanks to the countless deaths he has experienced here. He decides it's time to take advantage of the situation. The goblins don't even realize that they have prepared a death trap for themselves. Suddenly, one of the chains breaks and the mountain begins to collapse, causing chaos among the goblins below. The system notifies Lin Mingyu that he gets 50 experience points for killing a goblin warrior. One by one, new notifications arrive. He continues to gain experience by killing goblins by caving. Eventually, he even raises his level, which is confirmed by a system message. Soon, a characterization information window opens in front of him. He is level 8 and has excellent health and mana. His strength, agility, physique, and intelligence are at a pretty high level, and he also has 25 points to distribute. Lin Mingyu smiled contentedly. He had instantly risen to the 8th level, which was a great result. The girl, seeing that everything was successful, relaxes and says with a satisfied smile, "Very good." She doesn't hold back her emotions and says with tears in her eyes that the Elven people finally have a chance for revenge. In a burst of emotion, she grabs Lin Mingyu's hands, thanks him, and looks at him with admiration. Then, still elated, she admits that she has never seen such a strong newcomer and asks him to destroy the goblin remnants. An embarrassed Lin Mingyu agrees to do it. Lin Mingyu rushes down, and the elf woman asks him to wait. The elven woman, despite her haste, wanted to give him the blessing of her people. She assured him not to worry about her. After the battle, all of Lin Mingyu's characteristics tripled. His physical condition now exceeded the limits of ordinary people. Down below, the remaining goblins were anxiously watching the aftermath of the destruction. They were clearly frightened. Lin Mingyu descended upon them from the air, covered in a radiance of power. His attack was crushing. The goblins had no time to react. Fear froze in their eyes. They realized that they were facing an enemy far superior to them. The ground cracked from his impact, and the goblins began to retreat in panic. Lin Mingyu remained standing at the epicenter of the destruction. He looked at his enemies with a smirk, announcing to them that he would help them realize their insignificance. With his sword raised, he declared that their fate was only to enhance his characteristics. His attack was imminent. At this time, the system displayed information about new quests. Among them was the quest to kill a level 3 armored pig. The accumulation of the newcomer's village was also displayed. A group of men surrounded a huge, downed boar. The boar was defeated, and one of the group laughed loudly, expressing joy. Another said that they had reached the limit of their abilities. One of the fighters, holding a sword and a book, said confidently that thanks to Lin Mingyu's strategy, they were able to close the gap with beginner village number 9. He noted that the experience he had left behind was now protecting everyone. The guy offered to rest for 10 minutes before continuing his workout. The two girls were resting under a tree when one of them called Yuching's sister Yuching to join. However, she refused, saying that she would go to the level 1 monster area to earn points. The girl with pink hair noticed that there was something wrong with Yuching. She looked strange, and her behavior raised suspicion. The blue-haired girl sitting next to her confessed that her lover had died, and now she didn't know how to feel better again. Her friend was surprised, suggesting that Yuching might have sympathy for Lin Mingyu. She added that this was the first time she had seen Yuching blush for a man since their childhood. However, she admitted that this love was never able to develop. As she left, Yuching sank into her thoughts. She had always numbed the pain when fighting monsters and would not allow herself to relax. The girl, walking along the forest path, remembered that the guy had promised to return if the group reached level 5 in 2 days. But apparently it wasn't. Fate! A girl is walking through the forest with a book in her hands, thinking about her condition. She is sad because her feelings seem to be unanswered. Questions pop into her mind. Is a strong man destined to always fight alone? She wonders how things would have turned out if she could have stayed by his side, even at the cost of her life. Screen with the characteristics of village number 0 opens in front of her. Lin Mingyu had already reached level 8, while the others were far behind. The girl is stunned. His name flashes on the screen. She is in a panic and doesn't understand what is happening. A dark rift with scarlet flashes suddenly appears in the sky, like a crack in the very fabric of the world. Lin Mingyu and his companion see the rift and try to figure out what's going on. The hero realizes that this is not just a coincidence, but a sign of the arrival of someone from the main world. The girl next to her suddenly perks up and happily announces that it's her sister who has come for her. She formally introduces herself as Lin Mingyu, referring to herself as the second princess of the elves, Fu Li Lin M. Emerald. Her characteristics pop up on the screen, confirming her high intelligence and dexterity. She reveals that her sister Mi Lia is the strongest light elf in the country. The goblins used her as a hostage to intimidate her sister, but thanks to Lin Mingyu, their plan failed. However, Lin Mingyu doesn't share her optimism, warning that things may be much more complicated than they seem. Looking at the defeated goblins, Lin Mingyu ponders why they sent troops against the girl if her sister is so strong. He suspects that the enemies have a backup plan, and their actions are not as simple as they seem. Lin Mingyu comes to the conclusion that the elf girl's sister may be in danger. In the center of the palace, a golden-haired elf stands in the center of the palace, looking surprised at the destruction. It turns out to be Fu Liling S. Freya, a level 42 light elf with outstanding characteristics. Looking around the ruined palace, she asks in shock how it happened. There are signs of battle everywhere, and the guards have probably been slaughtered. Realizing the threat, Freya orders her bird to urgently find her sister Emerald. Freya realizes the threat and orders her bird to find her sister Emerald. But an armed goblin blocks her path and attacks the bird, knocking it out of the air. He smirks and declares that he is ready to reunite the two sisters. Suddenly, a bright purple glow flashes around Freya, and soon creepy skeletons with burning eyes begin to appear. She tenses, realizing that she is trapped. The violet energy stiffens her movements, and she falls to her knees, unable to move. Stunned, she realizes that all her power is gone. An evil laugh erupts from the shadows. The goblin standing before her declares that their tribe has been studying the bodies of elves for centuries and has finally found a curse that can break them. He scoffs, saying that even though it took a huge amount of spirit crystals to activate the curse, it was worth it. The goblin says with a manic smile that if he kills his victim, their clan will be rid of their strongest opponent. Moreover, the land enchantments associated with the elves' lives will disappear, giving them a decisive advantage. He gloatingly states that after that, all elves will be defenseless and crushed by his clan. Suddenly, a sword with magical energy pierced the air. Lin Mingyu appears at the very last moment and catches the weakened elf in her arms, saving her from imminent death. One of the goblins, realizing that someone has interfered, swings his massive flaming mace in fury. Lin Mingyu deftly dodges, retreating with the elf woman, while at the same time her sister prepares to defend herself. With a determined voice, the girl shouts out, "Elven barrier!" creating a protective dome of magical energy around herself. A wave of magical power throws the goblin back. He wonders in amazement where this adventurer came from. The goblin, infuriated by the interference, ponders how his subordinates could have let the man get this far if they couldn't even keep track of him. The princess warns Lin Mingyu that the barrier won't hold for long and asks her to think of a way out of the situation. Lin Mingyu asks the princess not to overestimate him, as the boss is stronger than him by leaps and bounds. He recalls that he died countless times in previous games before finally finishing the game at level 22. The princess cries out for what to do. Lin Mingyu admits with a smirk that he didn't say he couldn't handle the enemy. He declares that now that he has the blessing of the girl lying in his arms, he has the greatest support. The younger elf sister exclaimed happily when she saw her older sister. The eldest elfess was glad that her sister was all right, and the latter in turn admitted that she had escaped the goblins thanks to the adventurer. Lin Mingyu and the senior elfess looked at each other, and her cheeks flushed with a blush. The girl wondered in confusion why her heart raced when she looked at the adventurer, as if he was someone she knew well. She thanks him for saving her sister, but doubts if they've met before. Lin Mingyu realizes that she doesn't remember him, because according to the current timeline, their first meeting should be in this very dungeon. Freya had failed to find her younger sister in the past, after which she renounced everything that bound her to the elves and became a wandering knight of the endless continent. Lin Mingyu recalls how he had spent several months to casually meet her countless times, increasing his level of sympathy, and now he could finally take advantage of it. Lin Mingyu approaches Princess Freya, noting that although this is the first time they've met, he's heard of her remarkable feats. He explains that the situation is critical and asks to borrow her magic bow, which is rumored to be excellent against goblins. Freya, a little confused, agrees and calls for a bow. The glory of the moonlight bow has unique characteristics. It gives +20 strength, requires no arrows, but consumes 10% mana each time it is fired. If a goblin is 10 levels lower in level, it will be killed by a single hit. Lin Mingyu took the bow in his hands, and Freya worriedly asks if he can use it with his current level. Little sister confirms that this bow can only be used from level 40 onwards, unless the person is her contracted. The surprised girl begins to realize something, her eyes going wide. She is shocked by the sudden realization. Lin Mingyu explains that she is cursed and cannot move normally, and their current strength is not enough to win. He suggests the only way out is to make an elf contract with him. The younger sister panics and refuses, remembering that the contract requires trust and sympathy between the partners. She doesn't understand how such an alliance can be made when they have only just met. Her sister warns that if the contract doesn't work, Freya will lose the symbol of purity. However, despite her fears, Freya blushes and agrees to try it, much to her sister's surprise. To signify the contract, Lin Mingyu kisses Freya. The girl is shocked and closes her eyes against the bright light, exclaiming, "Wait, where's the light coming from?" The younger sister doesn't understand how they were able to contract this adventurer. Did the older sister fall in love at first sight? Junior started crying, pounding on the barrier. After all, it wasn't fair since she was the first one to meet Lin Mingyu. In the same second, the goblin struck the barrier with his mace, shattering it. The goblin confidently declares that their deaths will come today, and therefore it is not worth resisting. But here, Lin Mingyu doesn't understand what the goblin is talking about. At this moment, Lin Mingyu had already armed himself with the legendary bow with the blessing of the elf woman. The goblin is shocked. Is the young man holding a bow, glory of the lunar glow? He states that the adventurer won't be able to scare him, as he knows that a novice would never be able to master it since he has a small level. In that case, have Lin Mingyu shoot him. It can't be helped. Since the goblin himself craves death, Lin Mingyu will fulfill his wish by pulling the bowstring. At this moment, the goblin came to a shock. He didn't understand. How did that guy have an elven aura? With horror, he realized that he was going to be killed. Lin Mingyu, holding his bow, looks at his opponent and taunts him, asking where his confidence went. Goblin, realizing that the hero is not joking, in a panic decides to flee, realizing that otherwise he will not survive. As he runs away, he can't believe the elf princess made a contract with this man, but decides he still has a chance if you drain his magical power. Running outside, the goblin notices the strange silence and lack of guards, which makes him uneasy. However, he soon learns the reason. Lin Mingyu says he has already sent all the guards to hell, and now it's his turn. The young man, surrounded by green streams of energy, draws his bow and declares that the goblin has nowhere to run. The goblin is terrified. To call him a devil, realizing that his opponent is too strong. The system notifies the hero when he defeats the level 17 boss, the Black Iron Goblin Tompus, rewarding him with 27,500 experience. Level 9 and 10 level gain notifications appear on the screen, and the body of the defeated goblin collapsed to the ground. As a trophy, the hero receives a long goblin spear, which is silver level, and its characteristics give +193 to strength and 20% chance of critical hit. Lin Mingyu, examining the spear he had obtained, happily notices that a silver weapon has fallen to him. He realizes that this is a good replacement for his old weapon, and with these characteristics, his damage will increase significantly. Suddenly, a strange red crystal appears in front of him, surrounded by swirls of energy. Freya and Fu Ling run up and exclaim, asking Lin Mingyu about the nature of this mysterious object. He himself is puzzled by what is happening. A description of the found object appears in the system. It is a dark shard containing dark power. It has the ability to control space and time. Lin Mingyu assumes that the goblins used this shard to seal space. However, he is surprised by the fact that the goblins have such artifacts at all, which means someone is behind them. Freya realizes that she urgently needs to inform her father. At that moment, the sky above them begins to crack, as if the boundaries of space are collapsing. Lin Mingyu explains that when the owner of the shard dies, space returns to the main world. He realizes that everyone will soon go their separate ways. Fu Ling looks worriedly at his sister, realizing that their time together is coming to an end. The grateful elven women offer Lin Mingyu their best equipment in appreciation for his help. They don't know how else to thank him. However, Lin Mingyu refuses, explaining that these weapons are too high level and not suitable for him yet. He asks them to repay his help in the future, leaving the possibility of further cooperation. The Two elven women look at the protagonist with surprise. One of them, blushing, asks if this really means that they will meet again in the future. Minu confidently replies that he won't just leave. He reminds them that the elf and his contracted elf are bound to love and protect each other forever, promising that he will be strong enough to protect her next time. Suddenly, the younger sister calls out to Minu, calling him brother. At this time, his body is already starting to dissolve in the teleportation light. Before disappearing, the elf girl rushes over to him and kisses him. Her sudden act takes Minu by surprise, but the moment is filled with sincere emotion. Well, if you made it to the end and want part 2, write the secret word, elf, in the comments. That way I'll know you've seen it to the end, which means I didn't try for nothing. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give me a like. See you later, and bye-bye.